ladies and gentlemen. What a show. I think that's the only name I can give this. What a show. Not that it's great, but what the hell happened? I'm not saying this was a bad show. It wasn't. In fact, we got a lot of good stuff coming up. Next week, we're going to have The Undertaker. Next week, we're going to have The Cutting Edge. The Miz is going to have his chance to get back his IC title, which means nothing. But still, he's going to be on TV. But the rest of the show, what? I'm going to start with the thing I don't understand why they did it. I don't. I know why they did it. And most people would agree that it was the right decision. And I would agree with them. But why they did it is wrong. And that was the women's match between Becky Lynch and Alundra Bliss. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I was not a fond... I'm botching because I'm very torn on this. Because I wasn't fond of the feud. There was almost nothing there. Becky Lynch had almost no build. She became champ. And as much as people wanted it, because she was from NXT, she was one of the people who started the revolution for the women, I'm sorry. There's nothing there with her. She's had almost no build on Smackdown and Raw before the split. After the split, there's almost nothing there. They're trying to make her a Rocky type of star. But you haven't sponsored and built her as a Rocky type of star much. You've seen a fight with, not Nikki Bella, but with Natalya. But you haven't really said anything until she won the freaking title, came back from whatever surgery she did, and pretty much said she's like Rocky. If you had built it like Rocky, saying that she is the Rocky Balboa of Ireland, that would have made more sense. But saying that she's like Rocky just doesn't fit. And then Alundra Bliss, who is actually better built than her, has been pushed better than her. But here's the problem. Should not be having a match against her. Should be Naomi. Because look at what happened with their match. Alundra Bliss, and I will get to Naomi and Natalya in a minute, but Alundra Bliss with Becky Lynch did a good job. But it was at the hour main event. They called it the main event. Really? You now call the main event an hour main event? The 9 o'clock hour. Are you serious? It should have been the ending of the show just before they have to do the announcement of who's going to be the next participant, well, the replacing participant, which I will get to. I gotta be calm. Morgan, I know you're watching this. I know you're angry. Just bear with me. I will have my moments on Baron Corbin in a minute. I will. Just relax. But let's get through this. They should have been in the main event at the end of the show. I know the feud sucked. I know the build for Becky Lynch sucked. Alundra Bliss was good, but I felt she should be doing this with Naomi or probably Nikki Bella for that matter. I'm not fond of the situation, but let's be honest. If they're trying to make Smackdown different from Raw, they should have put the women as the last match of the night. And this 6-man tag should have been in a 1-hour main event. That's the truth. They did a good job. And in the end, Becky Lynch wins. No problem. Yeah, of course, Alundra Bliss is going to get a second chance because Becky Lynch won, but Alundra Bliss had a leg on the rope. And unfortunately, the ref did not see it. This is the best way to get the title off of Becky, to put it on Alundra. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name. Alexa, sorry. Always say Alundra. Alexa Bliss. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I always mess that name up. There's something about her. I mean, I do like her. She's smart. She's athletic. She's pretty as hell. Just, there's something missing. She's good, but there's still something missing. Now let's move on to the other women's match. And that's Naomi versus Natalya with a Nikki Bella at ringside. And then a Carmella coming out. And then the skirmish outside the ring where you have I'm about to say Naomi. Natalya trying to calm them down with a freaking whistle that you couldn't even blow properly. I don't know. I'm sorry, I just don't know. In the end, Naomi won, but by collateral damage. Why are they doing this to Naomi? I'm glad Naomi is getting a win. Brittany Johnson. Oh my goodness. Nicole, I'm sure you still watch my videos from time to time. I know you care about her as well. You don't want to see her having to win because of collateral damage, that someone has to interfere and then she gets to win. I want to see Naomi win. Her music has gotten people so interested. Her merchandise is moving. Her dancing is really interesting to people. Her ring work is interesting to people. People like when she talks and talks about the glow. But instead of pushing the woman, they let her win by happenstance. I'm just saying. Okay, Kurt Hawkins up against Apollo Crews. Lost his ass. Oh, what? Apollo Crews' job's here. I'm sorry. Last week, Kurt Hawkins got his ass handed to him by a Dolph Ziggler within 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Within 5 seconds. I could say 3, but I'm saying 5 because he was in the ring just before the bell rang. And now you get Apollo Crews having the job to him. What is Kurt Hawkins? Is he a jobber? Is he going to be something else? Why do we have to use a guy who they just went crazy about with the vignette saying, you're going to see how I, Kurt Hawkins, is going to change everything. Watch and see. What? Why did you go for the effort of making those vignettes if you make him job on his first official match and then let him win the next match? That 50-50 booking is stupid. I'm just saying. The Vaudevillains went up against a team and got their asses handed to them. What? Breezango is still on the roster? You guys tell me below, how long has it been since you've seen Breezango? I saw them during the first couple of months that Smackdown Live became Smackdown Live. And then after that, they were gone. They went to Superstars and went to Main Event. I didn't see them for months. And now all of a sudden they come out of the blue and then they supposedly get the shot to be in the shot where they actually got into the 5-on-5 elimination match at Survivor Series. Let me get this straight. The Vaudevillains, who have been seen periodically throughout SmackDown Live, not totally, but periodically, who have been shown more than Breezango, who are now the fashion police, and they look like the freaking Village People. I'm just saying, they look like the Village People with kilts. But now, they're one of the 5 teams for SmackDown going into Survivor Series. I'm just saying. I'm not angry, it's just, what? That is so random. And Morgan, here it is. This was random, but it was understandable why they did it. I'm saying it now. This was bullshit. This was total bullshit. They could have done this differently. They could have taken his ass out of the entire match because he was being disrespectful. And then let Shane get into that. And I'm talking about Baron Corbin versus Kalisto, because he didn't want to be a part of the show the way that Shane McMahon wanted. So Kalisto had to be the one that he had to have a match to. And what the fuck was that? Him supposedly falling off the edge of the ring apron and popping his knee out. What? Supposedly he popped his knee out and Kalisto took advantage and kicked his ass. What? You could have taken out AJ Styles. I know that would be stupid, but you could have taken him out. You could have taken out Dean Ambrose. You could have taken out Randy Orton for that matter. But one of the biggest guys there, who is the most newest guy there, who could have made sense against Braun Strowman. Someone interesting, someone different, compared to another guy that's supposed to be the Battle Royal winner. And he has to fake a busted knee and let the boss, let Shane McMahon be Shane O'Mac in Survivor Series. I understand why. That's actually the wisest thing to do. But you have to let Baron Corbin job that way. To be taken out that way. You could have just said in the back when he had that talk with Shane McMahon, you're out. We'll find someone else. You didn't have to have him job that way with Kalisto. That just makes him even worse looking. Then think about Cesaro with Paul Heyman. How badly burnt Cesaro was for 2 years before he got this push again on Monday Night Raw. I'm just saying. Alright. Tom Phillips was on commentary most of the night, which I was very happy to see. It wasn't a bad thing to see. Tom Phillips gives a nice touch. He did a good job at the Cruiserweight Classics. I think the reason he's there is because they want him to have some practice, because when the 502 challenge, I can't remember the name of it, for the Cruiserweights, it's going to be on the network only. I guess they want him to be on an upper class of show to get a little practice in. I understand. Fine. And if the Cruiserweights do come to Raw, it would make some sense. I'm just saying. What am I forgetting here? The last match of the night, which I really felt could have been a 1 hour main event. Could have been. I'm sorry, it could have been. The guys who were in the Survivor Series 5-on-5 elimination, except for Baron Corbin, who had this freaking job by hurting his knee. It's stupid. It's stupid. But you had Ellsworth in there. James Ellsworth. This could have been the main event of the first hour. I'm sorry. Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch was a better match. It was. I know that people wanted Ellsworth. They got Ellsworth. He got his sister Abigail on. And, well, I think it was his sister Abigail. I don't really care. He got what he needed to do. But in the end, this is what we got. It was not a bad show. There was some good things. Hearing that the Cruiserweights could come to Smackdown, which I think is a better plan, because there's no way to get over on Raw. Seeing that the announcement of The Undertaker coming back, the Cutting Edge coming back, was pretty good. Seeing that now Shane O'Mac is on the 5-on-5 elimination match is actually very good. And Breezango being on the 5-on-5 tag match at Survivor Series is not bad either. Kind of just felt really random because we have not seen Breezango. They still look like the Village People with kilts. Fashion police of the WWE. Shame they don't show them enough, and they show them on Main Event and on Superstars instead of here. But you get my point. And I hope you enjoy this. Have a good day. Have a good night. Look for my reality of wrestling. I'm going to see if I can get it done as soon as possible.